We're now talking to Chris Weingarten. Chris, why don't you talk a little bit, first of all, about the work you do?
I'm a freelance music writer. I write for RollingStone.com, The Village Voice, Revolver, a bunch of other places. And I've recently, I guess, gotten some sort of recent uptick in notoriety in music critic circles because I've been working in volume. I reviewed 1,000 records over Twitter in 2009 on my Twitter at 1000xyes, and then I'm here at South by Southwest today reviewing 100 shows in 4 days, and you know, one of my writer friends said to me yesterday, for someone who deals professionally in words, it's really interesting how you're married to numbers. So that's pretty much my steez right now, as it were.
And how many shows have you seen so far? This is the second day of South by Southwest?
This is the second day of South by Southwest. The first day of South by Southwest, I saw 27 shows.
And you know, tell me about some of the shows you've seen so far.
Oh man, you know, I try to cut a very wide, eclectic swath in the type of shows I see. So you know, I saw everything from grindcore band Kill the Client to the reunion of Texas rappers Paul Wall and Chameleon Air to you know, the ambient fuzz of Hauschka, German pianist Hauschka in a church. So you know, I'm trying to see a lot of different things. I'm not trying to just come out here and see a bunch of indie rock because it's, you know, good for SEO or whatever.
And do you plan it out in advance, or do you just sort of spontaneously go where you feel like it?
I carry South by Southwest pocket guide and a huge wad of paper that has listings of free shows, and I literally go hour by hour, like decide, you know, within the hour, like, you know, what 2 shows am I going to see this hour and how am I going to get there.
Do you think more music writers should utilize Twitter and other online outlets? I'm asking this because you gave a Twitter speech, and I'm wondering, you know, whether any of the things you might have said still ring true today.
I think Twitter is one of the best outlets for music writers, just because I think, you know, it gives brief opinions about longer things. I think one of the biggest problems with music criticism in the blogosphere is that it's just so much writing and so much talking and, you know, so much you know, just paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of just sprawling nonsense that no one's going to read. And you know, it ends up just being talking for the sake of talking. With Twitter, you have a word count. You have 140 characters. You got to go right back to that spot every single time, and I think it helps people pick their words a little more carefully. And I really like that about it. I'm kind of tired of the verbal diarrhea of the blogosphere, and more into people's succinct thoughts. You know, I follow a lot of music I follow a lot of music critics on Twitter, and I found it really kind of an enriching experience.
Are there any particular rock writers today who you admire or respect?
Well, I mean, my favorite rock critics, you know, a lot of the ones are from a little bit of the generation before me who are still going strong. Rob Sheffield is a huge hero of mine because he's always been really good with a succinct, pithy phrase that works as an insight and a humorous aside, and he can be really funny and insightful at the same time. So I've always admired that. John Caramonica is another one. Chuck Eddy has always been a hero of mine. So it's they're still out there. There's just we're all just getting less and less opportunities to do our thing.
How do you see music criticism or opportunities for writers changing?
Well, I mean, the word rate is getting so small. You know, a lot of the places I've worked out in the past have trimmed their word rates and trimmed their rates, and it's getting harder and harder and harder to make a living off it, because they're just hiring, you know, editors who are better at polishing more amateur content. So it's getting, there's less and less money, and it's like, also you have these, like, the whole Google Analytics, search engine optimization stuff is a nightmare for the art of music writing, because, you have, like, all the best music writers working right now, but they're all writing about American Idol, and, they're all writing about, this kind of cheesy nonsense that gets Google hits, recapping a show, writing about what happened in a show, and it's like, yeah, just, watch the fucking show, you know what I mean?
But in your case, I mean, from what, it sounds like you're going out of your way to check out, lesser known acts and maybe left of center bands.
Sure.
Do you encourage other rock writers to do the same?
Well, yeah, I mean, I encourage every human being to do that, I encourage everyone to go out and see smaller bands. The difference is that a lot of rock writers try to plant their flags in them, which I think is really a bit of a loathsome practice. It's just like the whole, like, I discovered this band, I'm the first person to write about this band, and it's like, it's not about that, because you're fucking up their hype cycle. You're fucking it up for the band, because then it makes other people less likely to write about them. So go out, explore, see, but, they're not yours.